In this video, I'll guide you through how to set up your color management correctly for a standard Rec 709 workflow. Getting this right at the start of a project can save you a lot of confusion later, especially when your footage looks one way in the preview and another way after export. First, let's open your project's color settings. With your project open, go up to the top menu bar and choose File, then Project Settings, and then click on Color. This is where your application decides how to interpret and display color throughout your project, so it's a really important place to visit before you get deep into editing or grading. Inside the color settings, you'll see an option for working space. This defines the color space your project is using behind the scenes. For standard video workflows, you'll want to set your working space to Rec 709, often labeled as Rec 709 sRGB. This is the common standard for most online platforms, computer screens, and many broadcast situations. By using Rec 709 as your working space, you're ensuring that what you see on your edit timeline is being processed in the same color space that most viewers' screens are expecting. If this is set incorrectly, your colors may appear washed out, too contrasty, or just inconsistent when you share the final file. So take a moment to double check that Rec 709 or Rec 709 sRGB is selected before you move on. Next, you'll want to make sure display color management is enabled. This option tells your software to compensate for your monitor's characteristics and show you a more accurate preview of your final output. In the same color settings panel, look for the checkbox or toggle labeled display color management and turn it on. When display color management is enabled, your previews should more closely match the final render you export. Without it, you might spend time correcting colors that only look wrong because your monitor isn't being interpreted correctly by the software. This is especially important if you're working on a laptop or a non-calibrated display where colors can easily appear slightly off. While it doesn't replace full monitor calibration, enabling display color management is a smart baseline step for most editors. Now let's talk about exporting, because your settings there will determine whether all this color management work actually survives into the file you deliver. When you're ready to export, open your export or render settings as you normally would. Pay attention to the format and codec you choose. You want an output format that preserves color profiles and doesn't compress color too aggressively. Avoid formats that are known for heavy color compression, especially if you're planning further grading, re-editing, or professional review of the file. Very low bitrate or overly compressed formats can introduce banding, muddy shadows, and loss of subtle color detail. Instead, choose a format and preset that explicitly supports Rec 709 and maintains the profile, or at least doesn't strip it out. If your software offers an option to embed or include the color profile, make sure that's turned on. That way, other devices and applications have the information they need to interpret your colors as Rec 709. This is key for consistent viewing across different screens and platforms. To recap in practice, open File, go to Project Settings, then Color. Set your working space to Rec 709 or Rec 709 sRGB for a standard workflow. Turn on display color management so what you see while editing is as close as possible to what you'll get after export. And when you render, choose an output format that keeps your color profile intact and doesn't overcompress the image. Follow these steps and your colors should stay